Coleman,
Hello, Mick. You alright?
how you doing, Ray?
Hi.
You have a good break?
Yeah, we're doing more.
That's the trouble, Aid.
Don't come
I
back.
gotta come back home.
Yeah, I don't want to end up after. One of these times I might not come back. I'll find a job down there.
Keith,
Hello, Mick. How you doing?
all right, mate, yourself?
Yeah, very well indeed.
Ain't seen you for a while.
No, sorry, mate. Been a lot going on and that.
I thought I'd upset you and all.
No. Whatever gives you that idea. How's things?
All right, mate, yeah.
Keeping busy?
Yeah, as normal.
Yeah, good stuff.
You've got to.
You watch
Oh,
the
yeah.
football?
What's
You
that,
watch
Ray?
the football? What's the football last
No,
night? Did they? Oh, terrible,
the goals will be on the news now and all, so I missed them.
man. Ah, brilliant goal, man. What's the goal? Never won no competition, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, shouldn't be in the that trophy. They'll be out by next Thursday.
Who we got next there?
Same team. Hello.
Is it?
Yeah, hello. Next Thursday, mate.
Ah,
Next Thursday. Should probably about 7 or 8. That's a bit of ball. John McGinn got booed.
no,
He's
used to play for the money.
his former club.
Yeah. Keith, you're in the middle of all your shows?
Yes, yeah, busy. Lots of judging, mate, every week now, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, all going. Trying to do a bit of exhibiting as well. Just done some dummy entries for the Dahlia National at Wisley.
Oh,
So I've got only 4 entries going in there. So if they're ready, we'll see how they go. You
brilliant.
never know with those things.
Yeah,
But yeah, judging's going well, mate. Been busy.
good.
Did the Taunton show the other week. Quite a nice
Oh,
one. Quite big. Yeah, they had that. That was good. And the
is that Somerset?
yeah,
Yeah.
they got quite a big one down there. They do, but they had to close the marquee on the Saturday afternoon because the high winds and the storms came in. It was getting a bit lively.
Oh,
They hold it on Friday, Saturday.
yeah.
Judged early Friday, so Friday was lovely. Saturday, the storms came in the afternoon, and they shut the marquee. It was getting a bit dodgy.
Good, man.
But it was all right. It settled down after a while.
Yeah.
And I see you put some pictures of the New Forest show on the other week.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good. We had a really good show down there
yeah.
because I helped organise that one, and that was really good. High percentage of entry staged, up around 90% there.
Yeah. That was
So that,
Jerry's photos, wasn't it?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I saw him there.
I want
Yeah,
to ask him if he's got any contacts. Get me down there
sorry.
next year doing a talk. See if he's got any contacts with the big boys.
Yeah, I can try and find out for you.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, that's not a problem. See what's happening down there. But yeah, it's all busy. What about yourself? You doing any judging or showing?
Got a show week Saturday. Then I'm
Yeah.
judging the week after that.
Oh, excellent.
Mm.
Good stuff.
Evening, Rowley. Andy,
Evening, Mick.
good to see you both.
Evening, young man.
Young man.
Well, you are. You're younger than me.
Rowley, everybody's younger than you.
Yeah. Lucky people. Lucky people.
Perks. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Just a quick one. When I come to the near the end of the Zoom, I'm going to ask people if it's better for them if I change it from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And if it's better on a Wednesday for them or a Thursday. So have a think.
Wednesday at 8 would be perfect for me.
Yeah. I know you go on the razzle, do you, Thursdays?
Yeah, well, like I say, we have occasionally but the wife goes and visits as such an elderly relative, so she only just walked through the door yet. So I've still got to eat my dinner.
I'll ask again later on in the road.
Yeah.
Right then, people, thank you for joining. We'll get going. First photo. I think that's brilliant. Anything to do with nature, but it's great. The real meaning of hangover, the lowest form of accommodation in Victorian England, was a place where you could, for the price of a penny, dangle on a rope overnight. That's brilliant, that is. Obviously, if you've had a few, you don't give monkeys, do you? Right, this is my mate from a quaint little village, Old Rod. Obviously, he's got a good sized back garden, and he's just done $2 of onions, strung them up. Well, this was last week. He says, I blame you and your bloody compost. Obviously, his runners. And there, he just sent me this photos. I've told him I'm going to nick them for me zoo. Well done, Mick. I'm glad that you're doing your talks, etc., and helping people to grow their own. And he's into his honey as well, and that's how much he does. Horns on it. But like a few honest, he keeps busy. Right, this is from last week. If you remember, I mentioned the master Ganges, and they're replacing it, and now it's coming on. Yordo's next. Base the button, even the lightning conductor is fitted. Don't forget, I mentioned this was in the middle of an housing estate. Weird. God knows how they got away with it. I know the museum itself had loads of hackers' money. Whether they've got to involve this with it. Hoping to get more people in to the museum. But that's the old drill yard. That's still there. And they might turn that into that's the only thing I think I might turn into a museum. We don't know yet. But as you can see, the new housing estate is very, very close. And that was the last photo. I think most of the rigging is up now. There's a closer one. I think that was Devil's Elbow. You had to climb up and you had to touch that one. And this is an old photo of Ganges mast. And there you can see the figurehead in front. That weren't there when we was there. That might have been in the museum, but we don't realise at the time. They had figureheads on loads of early warships and the Vikings and them as well. I think they had a Norse god on the front. Or the figurehead protected the ships from all the elements the sea could throw at you, which was quite a bit. And that's how HMS Ganges mast now. We'll see August 18th, 2023. Superb. And there's evening colour. Brilliant. That's Ipswich, which is North Suffolk. And that is HMS Ganges itself, the ship. I think this was in the Windies somewhere. Obviously they're in Ganges, but quite a few sailing ships. They're doing this for the tourists. Obviously you got to do it in calm waters as it is there, as I'm tied up. I think health and safety will stop them doing it at sea. But that's what we used to have day manning and the mast manning for the open day in Ganges. Looks similar to that. Right, also I mentioned the Crooked House, which is local to us, and that's been on the news again tonight on Central News, and they've arrested 2 blokes for arson. So slowly the ball is going in our favour, because originally they weren't going to do sod all. This is council and police and whoever. But there's that much of a stink, people, and they've got to bloody do something. And what we want is that to be rebuilt where it is in the road. This is a mate from Scotland. He's trialing sheep wool, fern, and grass cuttings. As you can see there, you see the sheep wool, you see the ferns, and grass cuttings. Obviously, hot composting, meaning you've got to turn it. You're asking me for info on what's crap. But I know there's been a few posts on about the sheep wool. I think it was a grape farmer in Scotland, obviously. And they was throwing this away, the stuff that from flog. And he just put it around a couple of trees. And they just took off around a couple of vines, and they just took off. So that's what he started doing. Top dressing all his trees, his vines with the wool. When he breaks down, the property's in it, superb. But he's going to keep me informed on that. I nicked these one off Jeffrey, or he sent them to me. This is all dahlia flowers. It's a parade there somewhere, obviously near him somewhere. But we'll have a nice day for it. Some of them are crocus, and must have a few people growing dahlias. But I know there's quite a few on. You send about 30 photos. I'm just putting the best out. Right, back to one. I found this old tater sack in the shed, which is huge. How they used to be. I thought that'll do. Perfect for my compost bin. Here's my 3rd bit of carpet. So that's what I'm doing with that one. Right, exhibition peas. This is working. The peas are staying away from everything. Growing them in the tunnel. It's just grey mold, mildew, crap. I'm going to keep spraying for, but that's the same with everything. Normal sweet peas as well. The lemons coming on. This is outside, don't forget. I think this is my last canna that needs potting on. This year I was a bit late checking these because we is root bound, so he's doing the next pot side up. Normal hamster muck on the bottom. It's not too strong for the roots, but it's going to be a good feed for him. I want a bit of my compost as well, mixed with all my other bits. That's going to be a good brew. So it's come out of him and he's going into that one. Build him up till the pot's level. Put him on the side, turn him round the other side, and pack it all around the side, pack it in fern. So I've got my mould, take him out, bung him in upright. See loads of new shoots on here. If I'd have left him in to carry on for the year, I would have never, or I'd have had to split the pot at the end. I've already checked them all. And the people who I've given them out to, which is quite a few, I've had to email them as well or message them saying, pot your canna on, otherwise it's going to be rude power. But normal top dressing helps stop him drying out. Plus we've got SAS squirrels and them digging anywhere now to hide his bloody nuts. So I'm putting that in, turn him round, see if you can get in there. Because I'm outside and our lawn, astroturf, whatever you want to call it, he's on a slope. I've got to get him level. So I'll just put a couple of bush canes underneath, bamboo canes, give him good watering, especially this weather with the wind as well. They dry out. Don't forget a pot is a raised bed. The only disadvantage, they dry out too quick. Plus, as we see later on, they will topple over. Can't overwater or feed because you've got the drainage, but they love food. That's why I'm growing some really good in the pots. This was Balticima spinach and mushroom made with mince. I used to make this when I was at the fire station on nights. They'd be drilling, I'd be making the supper. It's a Boston meal. Right, that's what we're going from 30 centimetres, whatever that is in English, to a 38. Gladys, there's loads coming up now. So I'll just bugger on the kitchen window for the public. And your porridge and all, porridge oats, the fat from the fry. In fact, we had steak tonight, so the fat from that, I'll just throw a load of this in. Just mix it up, and it soaks it up for the birds. The birds love it. Save bunging it down the sink. I go bloody haywire after it. There's a self setter from the bird feeder. Gladdies are coming on now. There's my fruit trees at the back. I'm going to watch these, they'll smack into here. I think I've had one twist, but I'm learning as we're going along. With the old flowers, as they die off, just pull them out. And when he's finished altogether, I've tried snapping him off there, but you got a chance of that snapping off as well. So secateurs and we'll come to that later. Just how to do properly. Right, this was during the week. Anybody recognise what they're, man? They're my eyes. Specsavers sent me an email, do your eye test. I think it's every 2 years. I says, can I take a photo of them? I says, oh, so I did. So why go for an eye test? Because if there's any problems, they will see it. And there's a new thing they do now, extra. You know, they've done as well. It looks further back at the eye. And the good thing about this, because my mate had an eye test, and they found something wrong, and straight away they get in touch with the eye hospital. We've got one in Braun, and they book it in. They're going to fight about going to your quack and everything. So that's one reason to go and have eye test. And I did. And it cost me 25 quid. I had to check his frames out. Pet says, you look like a schoolboy. I said, Pet, I couldn't give a monkeys. I only have them for reading the newspaper in the morning. But well worth it for me anyway. Right, this scented rose, in fact, there's quite a bit of the stuff now up the back garden, which is scented. And this one was from a talk I organised in the June, Summer Splendour. It's a nurseryman who bought loads of goodies to talk about all your plants and sell. And the week before he come to the talk, I says, right, I'm after some scented. And we got scented rose and scented petunias training. and he bought them in for us. But this one is a corker. I know it's only a young plant, but the size of the bloody roses on them, obviously are going to help them out. But it'll be a good one next year when it gets a bit stronger. Oh, Paul, not something else. Another delivery. Turn it tropical. I'm having a bit of humdinger with these at the moment. I thought they did all their own stock, but they don't. Anyway, this come through. And there was one there, Cleopatra, and that was a yellow canna. It looks closely on there. That yellowing on that base of that leaf. I never took the notice of it. That's something else I've bloody learned. If you get something that ain't in good nick, take a photo and send it to them. We'll come on to him in a bit. So obviously the pots I'm in, them crap. So I need potting up. Quick wait because I've just unpacked them, and I'll do them the next day. Small print on these, UK plant passport. Was all the stuff from Holland, the canna wires. They've got a virus. And I thought these did their own. When I had this sticker come through. That was last week, organising me talk. Right, loads of cannas coming through. I'm still timing them, meaning I know when I've got a label in when these were planted. And when they're mature or good enough for show, then put that date on and put that in there. So if I'm cutting him off, if he's ready, that'll go in front of him. So then later on I can work out how long it's took to grow and then go from there. I know it's different every year. Like we might have a decent summer next year or might be crap. But that's what I'm doing in the road. I'm getting some decent ones out because I got a good brew under them anyway. Should be some decent ones. Here's my velvet. I love it. And this one's in the tunnel. This is a self-setter as well. So I'm glad he's come up because I ain't lost him. You can't really see, but he's proper velvet. No good for competition. Too many gaps and not enough flowers open, but I love the flower.
Is that a prim, Mick?
Sorry?
Is that a prim?
No. He's probably the next size up to a prim. So 100.
Because the prims go up like that in a zigzag.
Yeah, I do. No, he's a velvet. We'll come on to the prim later on. It looks closer. That's a vase. When we started up as a gardening club moons ago, because we got a contact for a cut glass, crystal cut glass. And we had seconds, but nobody had know it was a second. You're going to know what you're looking for. So we had them chip. And there's some bloody weight in them, and they're perfect. We sent all the prizes for the presentation night. And then people says, we're off wearing a bloody cut glass now. So I got rid of them. So nice cut, nice clean cut. Diagonally, so it gets up with loads of water, rain, water. Floral foam, found this out in the lot. So I'll be taking that to the show. Anybody needs it or whatever. There's quite a few places banned it now. I know the bloody big boys have at their shows. Then I mentioned this one to the British Gladiator Society and now do a biodegradable one. They said they've tried it but it works out £1 a block, which is bloody expensive. So I'm more using paper. The paper does work. Tried it myself. Right, peas. I've got them outside 2 places and in the tunnel. This is down the side of the shed, top of the garden. That's the side of the house, bottom of the garden. So I've got this side, red raspberries, and the exhibition peas there, and the yellow raspberries down there. Got a nice hanging well. Leaves in the tunnel. Them are doing well as well. There's only, I think it's 4 canes I'm getting, apricot canes. The first one just died on me. I've still got 3 left in. But spraying with Dithane. This is for the roses, peas, exhibition peas, and sweet peas. Veg, peach, pear, apple. Even the cannas. There's with our loopy weather, damp, wet evenings, whatever. At the base of the canna. Well, I've had one base go loopy, and it's the bloody just the weather. So you've got to spray the cannas with it as well. So I'll do that on the night when the sun's gone off them. Right, if these lot, the bottom flowers start dying off, I'll just take them out, take all the bottom flowers off, and then chop the base off. So you've got new fetish again. 2, 4, 6, 8, which is what I normally get. Without coming now. And we've got 3 vases now in the house full of them. Keep watering and feeding. So that's the last flower on there, and he's going to come off. He's chopped off with a secateurs. That's what you see there. Plum's doing nicely, thank you very much. This was last week, obviously. Aussie warning with 3 put us through. Brilliant. Excellent game. Shut the bloody Aussies up and all. Gobshites. Taking the pee out on us. Right, any gladdies that look naff, and they are bloody naff. Just take them out. This one is me Porthos cherry. They look very well. Sent a photo to Jerry, which is now he's at it. So he's getting jobbed as well. So once I've emptied in, they go in my compost. Loads of springtails, worms, obviously, tiger worms, brandling worms. Right, I've got some compost now, pop these 2 up. Next pot size up on both. Paper on the bottom of the pot, stop the compost going through. Bit of hamster muck again, because he's on the side of him. That's good on the side to get in the middle. As he's there, same level, keep him upright. The other hand, and the compost round him. Next pot, cut a bung out. Got to keep my eye on all this crap as well. You can see originally this lot, they've cut this from the mother. So I took one up, but all these have died off, obviously. But there ain't no stems died off yet, well, not in the UK. They're still bloody growing. Anyway, we'll see how they go. But there's 2 new chaps coming through here, as you can see, from the rhizome underneath. So I put them in level as well, firm them in, bung some rabbit muck round him, give him a good watering. Durban, first one I had. I still love him. Right, let's sort this chap out. Don't fill the space. This is what's going in his place. This is down the bottom of the patio. So it's cordon again, Beth pear. There's a little chap. That's where he's going. But he's a bit low, so just to get him sorted out, I'm going to lift him up a bit. So I've got a large empty plastic pot, tub, whatever you call it. We've got to get him level. Then I bung him on top, level him up as well. That's better. Once he gets established, there's a bit of height on him, then I can tip that away and lower him down. So he gets the sun on the morning. Right, empty him out. I'm keeping all the old good compost. I should have took a photo of the plant itself, the roots. They're pretty crap. And there's still a few worms in there, some goodies. So I bung the worms early as off. They think I got one. But no white roots on whatsoever. So why did it? I don't know. It might have been I lost another one last year with that because we had -7s, didn't we, over winter? Might have been that one as well. Obviously, I can't keep everything indoors. Right, my yellow canna. So I thought they did them. Turned it over. Here's a plant passport. NL Holland Dutch. And I looked at their website, and it's quite a reputed company. Good, a big company that they got places all over the world. But that doesn't mean they do their own stuff. They've got to get them in from Holland. So this lot here, which is still a good brew. Any crap, which was just a lump what was in the bricks because there's big holes underneath, then screwing back in me compost. Put the carbon back on, it is moist. Right, giant Cape gooseberry. The thinning that out I've done in this because it's going bloody haywire. I don't need covering anything else. Got a blackberry that side, strawberry this side. Plus, I'm just feeding the family, not the street. The more you thin out, the bigger you get your fruits. Paul, mate, on you just notice your hand.
Yeah, I just how tall is that now, Mick?
That's got to be about 4 foot.
The only reason I'm asking is the one you give me.
Yeah.
It's about 6 foot tall now, and it's still in the same pot you give it me in.
Is it?
Yeah, it's bloody massive.
That's cruel, that is.
It's actually touching the conservatory roof, and the fruits on it are like the size of a, I don't know, a plum.
Oh, good man.
Massive. Yeah, it's just.
Take a photo of the chap.
I will do. I'll do it for next week.
I shall bloody report you.
I know you will.
Although if he's 6 foot high, you're bloody
honestly, it's touching the conservatory roof now. I'm looking at it now from my desk here. There's only probably what, I don't know, 7 or 8 fruit on it.
Yeah.
But they are really big.
Good.
Yeah, nice one.
Busted. Come on, you little. There we am. And this from middle, Quad, he's still doing well. Plus everything else. I'll just have a quick pert of him, or just thinking he'd be a root bound or anything. No, he's all right. The other one, the lemon, he was okay as well. He's in a small, so put his pot back on, sort himself out. This one was a self-setter, sweet pepper. So I thought I could utilise him, and yeah, he needs potting on. So I put that in the pot, i.e. Out of that one, so I've got an identical pot with the bottom taken off, as you can see there. So I transferred him into that one, and now he's ready. So it's flush on the bottom of there, and we're going to make a grow bag for him. So it'll be okay on there. And everything else is going away. So this is the end of the greenhouse. That's not his place now when I got stuff. There's Russian, and I'm still collecting the wood from there. Found these pots back of the garage. I forgot I'd got them. I don't know what I had them for originally, but these are stronger than these. Still got a bit of taper in them, which is good, because I had got some pots probably similar size, and they didn't taper. and it was hard to get the bloody plants out if they had been a pot down. Got a good brew made up. This is the bag I'm using, so I'm just making a grow bag. So he's got all my bits and pieces, what I'll throw in the compost heap, plus my own compost and some muck. Good mix up, pack him down, and just lay him out, level it all up as though he was a grow bag. Turn him over, good old tape from Wilco. Oh, Wilco. Where can I get black tape from? And once I have leveled him out, as I have there, then I've got to put my drainage hole in. So I'll just put the scissors down one side, middle, and that side. There's my drainage holes. Turn him back over, level him again. I know the staging's level. The original pot he was in, I'll bung him in and just go around with a felt pen and cut him out. I'll then push this compost up in there inside. Then you're packing that out, because then I've got about an inch drop, which that pot will go into there. So he sits in, and once he is in, you put a spirit level on him, you can level him up. And there's no, if you water in, you run straight into there, don't come out the side or whatever. But he did go in nice anyway. And there he is, get him nice and level. Give him a good way to it. Spirit level goes both ways, obviously. Quick water with the top, then once that is moist, then I water with my small little can. Let's take the lumps out that tree trunk. It's good brew, another good ingredient for my compost. The big lumps go on me orders. Scraps I'm keeping, kitchen and garden waste, chopping for the compost. Figs doing well. I'm hoping if it don't turn colour, because it's turkey brown, I think the name of the chap is. There's no sign of him going brown yet. Also, I want him for the fruit section. Also still put him in some green. And go back to there, and there's that little intruder, another self setter. And you see him, he's a bit blurred. Maybe should have took another photo. But he's got the same face on the flower in the middle of Bill and Ben when he used to be on. Little weed, wasn't it? Pots again, me cormlets for me Gladys. Then we're going to be watered well. Right, that is spreading a bit. Gotta keep an eye on this chap. 2, 4, 6, 8. Too bad. Tea bags, still drying them. Once they're dry, then I put them in the bag. Peas doing well. Right, another week, so another change of feed. So this was Tomarite. These was 2 from Lidl. I think those £4 each if you buy 2. So everything is getting these. Fruit trees at the top of the garden. I've got plums and apples on one. The other 2, there's nothing on them, but I'm still feeding them because I'm still feeding the tree, although there's no fruit on. I've still got a bloody eat. And my blackberry at the back. Well, everything in the blackberry. There's 4 wires coming across. So he'll come across here. This is for next year, don't forget. Then he'll go back that road. And any noodles that come off, don't need them. Just take them off. Prims I got at the front. This was just weeding. Because I got a good brew in the raised beds, the weeds just pull out my finger and thumb. Done that bed, cross over, do the other bed. Raised bed end of the tunnel. And that's along the side. Just done and all. Thought I'd give one a try, give me a squeeze. He was half and half. But I tried him any road. This was probably 5 days ago. So another 2 weeks of feeding. And the rains are coming back again. So hopefully it'll be alright for the show. But everything's doing well. Carrots in these 3 tubs. Sweet peas at the back end of all these 3. These are scented as well. In fact, coming out of our patio door in the morning, when I throw the hound out for a piddle, it smells like a brothel. This is the bloody scent. Just so I've been told. Sent me not been into a brothel. But these are scented, trailing petunias. And them on there. We've got scented roses, scented sweet peas all down here and all. Keeps the gaffers happy. Everything is weighted. Right, that edge, which is from next door, used to be up here. I thought solid, because that's where the sun has just come up. It was blocking loads of sun, only for about an hour or something, hour and a half, off this lot. So more Ben was here, went round there, then we jobbed a lot on it, as you can see. Now you got that extra bit of sun on the morning, if the sun's out, which is perfect. Really crap. Right, back to these little chaps. You started throwing a flower, which is what I want. Mate, be a good girl. Stay there. Good girl. When they send this in the post, I said I got him, meaning that was in flower. It must have been a tall mugger, because I just chopped him off. Got 2 new shoots coming there. Good girl. Rosie, lie down. Kids. Right, because we get winds, we mile. This is just these pots drying out. Get a good wind, that topple them over. Luckily, nothing snapped. So I'll just pick the chap up and give everything another good weighting. Jeffrey, question, sir.
No, a comment if it's okay. You know the cannas when they
Yes.
fall over from the wind. So if you there's bottom holes in there that are bigger than the canes you have.
Yeah.
So if you bung before you put the canna in the pot, you put the cane through the hole on the bottom, and then you pierce it through your lawn.
Oh, I ain't got no canes in. Ah, it's an idea though.
Metal
Yeah.
rebar or something.
Oh, good thinking about that. Yeah. Good thinking. Thank you, Jeffrey. I get some of I know B&Q have got some thin, strong steel bars. I'm sure Paul, yes, he's coming. Yes, Paul.
Yes, Mick, down all 25 halfway down on the left.
I'll go and have a look. Hang on a bit. Cheers, my gosh. I knew I'd seen someone up there. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you for
no,
that, Jeffrey. And your Paul. Cheers, man. Right, this crap I've mentioned. Right, I've got my old Banks's crate out. That's got to be worth a couple of quid by now. What do I need that for? Me wine. Week Saturday our show. Got to start getting my wine ready. Well, I know it's ready, but it's full of dust and might be a bit of sediment on the bottom. So I fill my crate up. There's one of me tubs of sangria I from Lidl. I've had a couple of nights on them. This will be my 4th night tonight. Pint a night with me satsuma sliced up and boned in, and then I have the satsuma next morning for breakfast with the yogurt. A bit of up and under. Boston. Right, unmade wine. Red and white, obviously. So red, sweet, medium dry. White, sweet, medium dry. That's what I'm after. Some of them are marked up, some of them ain't. Like he's parsnip white, but I've left him because at the time when I made him or bottled them, he was half and half. So I thought, well, he's going to be there at least 6 months or something. So I've got to re-rack him again to get any sediment off the bottoms. Once I try that again, and then it'll tell me whether it's sweet, dry, or medium. So that's what I was doing. Also getting raffia out, plates, and onion rings, just all the stuff up right for the troops, helping people out. I took all my crap out. Also, I'll be taking some trays if people want to use them for displaying fruit, anything like that. Because in the charity shop I go to, these are usually cheap, or just black me away. So I get a bottle of wine for them 3 of them trays. I say, oh, I got me. Quick save, Paul, you want this bag, don't you? I think I've still got about 20 of them brand new quick save bags. Right, let's get going. Banana and parsnip. Just, it seems nice and clear, but there is a bit of sediment on the bottom. Meaning when I got these down, I didn't disturb the bottles or nothing. So I'm pouring it out, and you can see the sediment coming down there. So that light's poured without bubbling. If I can do it, you can see the crap on the bottom. That's no good either. Well, a judge all you've got to do is shake the bloody bottle. It goes cloudy, and you're down for you. So that's the crap I've lost because it was in the bottle. So that's the stuff I've tasted. Now I know what it is. Now I've got to clean him out, wash the bottle out, then bung him back in the bottle, which I've done there. So that lot there I've lost, but it's that strong. I just fill it up with water, give him a shake, and that tells you the strength is in there. It's like a liquor. Because I use demerara sugar instead of white sugar, and I use raisins also in most of the wines, and that gives it another kick. Perfect. So that's one I can mark off. Next one, give the course a quick swirl. There might be a bit of a marking around the neck as well. You've got to try the chap here. So I'll clean the bottles out proper. That's another one done. You see the crap on the bottom. Some of them turns to crystals as well. So I've got my new labels here. This is rhubarb white dry. So bung it good back on that one. Also the judge, because you don't get bullshit baffles brains. Bottles have got sides on them, as you can see there where it's moulded together. So that is going to go on the front, not over that. Another one done. So I've done them 3. I'm getting through them. Parsnip white. So I'm going to sort out which one it is. Slowly we get in there. Some of them will look a bit cloudburst. Also a bit of a kitchen roll. Got the last dregs. And then just a couple of bits which they've caught there. But that little drop in the bottom will help to fill the bottom up. Damson, he's a good memory from a few moons back. Carrot whiskey, that's a new one this year. I haven't done that one for a while. That was a good one and all. Again, the Cumberland brandy, that is another good one. Raspberry red dry. Some of these, as you can see there, is coloured the bottle. So it stained the bottle, meaning that's no good. Because looking at when the judge holds that up to the sunlight, it'll look a bit naff. Not clear, but it's the bottle, this crap, not the wine. So I'll give that a good bloody clean out. That's better. Bung it back in. Right, let's sort these sultana rum. That's a good one and all. New one I did probably 2 years ago. And, that one, so obviously if I bloody win, I'm going to do them again. Plum red, so I've got to sort what he has out. I think he's going to go down the sink. So that one, this is the mixed fruit. That's the plum red. He was all right. So had a bit of crap on the bottom, but he ended up a sweet. So that was good. Blackcurrant, strawberry medium. Slowly getting there. First, second, and third prize. So there's one I'm missing, which is a white dry. Been through them all, but I've got 2 more in the airing cupboard. Well, it's in the bed, our bedroom. The boiler's here, not the airing cupboard. Spice banana is white. Parsnip is white. So in the bitter look, obviously I've got to job them too. Wilco stopped doing bottles a few moves ago. Craig Leith, we got a brew shop where I used to get my bottles from as well. But we fell out, well, I fell out with him. So I can't go in there anymore because he had allotment on our side and he was, wouldn't look after his side, so I booted him off. So obviously he fell out with me. Trying to get these off eBay. And they were cheaper than you get them from the brew shop anyway. But you've got to get that 2 dozen, which is 24 obviously. But Amazon. But best price I've got. Proper wine bottles. Right, mixed fruit, yeah, he went down the bloody sink. Right, as early rhododendron, shrub feed. Those are things. Raspberries as well. So fistful went in there. I'll get this is netting now. It's the birds. SAS birds are nicking these bloody blueberries. And this chip down the end. Got loads of stuff. Getting loads of potash now. Put a bit of colour in the fruit, flowers, whatever. Everything's getting fed. There's a lot. Building up with a leaf mould. Rubbed out small leaf mould. I'll try with him later on. Another trial. And he's doing well. What I should have said there, what's wrong with that picture? I ain't really top dressed him at all. But I have now had to look after him better than all the others. Right, this bugger. He's getting worse and it's affected the other leaves as well. So I got in touch with him, no reply, answer phone, all this crap, we didn't get back. I've explained to his crap. That's how you had it in the post. Obviously you're gonna give them a bollocking. But I said I got 2 new shoots on. What I'm gonna do eventually is cut him off. But if he don't come to nothing, then I want my money back. Because replacement might be the same again. But that's one off my Christmas card list. I.e. he doesn't do cannas himself, he gets them imported. Couple of ice cubes in there, and me Satsuma, beautiful. Obviously, it's been in the fridge, nice and cold. And the winds we've had, blowing the bloody peaches off my little tree. This is the side of the greenhouse, so he's outside. I've also got a peach inside. And there's my lemon, that side. But he was doing well. So once we get the bloody wings, that's the one that fell off, so I'm bloody at him. Saving me eggshells again. Wash them out by hand, just get all the crap from out of the shell and dry them. and put them in the microwave, defrost. 10 minutes, perfect. Then once you crush them in a nice strong bag, nice and small. Yellow zebra, this is one from seed. It's finally opened up because we ain't got many yellows. He's a corker, love him. And then look at him inside, he's got a blue speckles on his throat. Boston little chap. Hard luck gals, could have gone either way, but they're still European champions. We'll get that back there again. Well done, gals. They're brilliant. Better than the blokes. Right, this is a new one. Corker. I like being ruffled. I call them ruffled. Here's another new one. There's only one come up. You can manipulate these midday when you're gonna ease them out. Like if I was showing you, ease these over just to cover that gap. Obviously, it takes time and everything. There's a prim. That was a new one this year. There's a bit of faulty later on. But obviously, these are too early, so I'm just putting in another vase or replacing what we got. Run out of rainwater, so I've got no choice but to fill him up. Yep, he needs filling. So we set up with my watering system. Go back on there. Crap off the bottom, there it is. I just press in and he just opens up. So I spread my butt. Remember these two, not well, they weren't self-setters, those two spare seeds, canna seeds I put out in the blueberry tub. I forgot all about them and they come through. So these have had all the weather thrown at them and everything. And that bloody come through, brilliant. I tell them they're going to need potting on. In fact, I'll probably do that tomorrow. Still trying to get a photo of all the birds after this fat what's in the porridge, which I mix. Right, week Saturday our show. Looking forward to that. Love it. And there's the big one. I had to drag him down here because of the winds. And we still have to be careful, obviously, because he's a tall bugger. But nice leafers again. Is that the same as a flower? Right, this is dried goat muck put through the shredder. Also, I've got a dried ox muck. I'll put that through as well. Mix them two together when they come out. Beautiful. Everything gets watered. I've got my water system for the plants in the tunnel, but I want to keep this watered as well. I want that to break down eventually, which it will. But everything gets a good watering. All the raised beds, a lot. There's the petunias I bought the trailing from our mate who gave me the rose to cover that front of the bed, which it has done. Boston, bougainvillea, trying to get a proper photo. He's come brilliantly. The sweet peas, I did try and get them all the way across the netting. I'm going to cut my gaps, but they are coming through. And all them, the ones I put in scented as well. But are looking good. Next year, the canna I've got planted out there. He's a dwarf pink. He's coming out because I've got another dwarf pink. The one behind him, he ain't in flower yet. He's a dwarf pink. So he'll be moved to there. That dwarf pink will go here. Either side of them, I've got scented rose in. I've got a scented rose each corner at the back. And the yellow one, which is down here, the dwarf, he'll go in the middle. So I'll have two pink, a yellow and and then my normal colours here. Slowly getting there. Right, Brenda next door. When he gets up in the morning, I opens the window. Well, it's just piddling down. All the wind's blowing. And it says, I can smell the scent from our flowers. And I was looking at the garden for about 10 minutes till it wakes up properly. And it goes downstairs in a good mood. That's nice to know. Trying to get in with the sunlight behind, just because it shows the variegated leaf up a bit better. Here's my new canna opening up the yellow one. Well, I took that photo just for a cobweb. How the hell does a spider get from there to there? Bloody SAS. Good buggers. More of these are opening up now. Right, this is our trading shed we moved to Craiglang Down Football Club. The 5-side football pitches there, that's where the marquees are going up. And this year we put in 2 marquees up because we've got the people to give us hand. But all this framework from one marquee is tied up. So I've been down during the week and uncouple this lot. We've got a committee meeting Friday night. They've all got now a key to this place. So first one that comes, they start unloading it. This was Asda during the week. I saw this man gay rum, Barbados. That was one of our well, any rum in the West Indies. The light rum, not the dark. But this was beautiful. 20 quid. That's a good price, that is, especially for a man gay. Here's the keys I got for the troops for our coach meeting. Trying to get that photo again with the full of sparrows. Oh, I keep getting Brenda's drawers next door. Sorry, Brenda. I'll stop taking photos of them. Right. Cosmere. He's finished up. This is a Redden, Lucifer. He's finished, good to see, so chop them off. Don't need no seeds. Don't need all the grub and goodies going into them. Also, these at the bottom, Aquilegia. I've chopped all them off at the base probably 2 weeks ago. Might be just over a week ago, and they started flowering again. So that's something else new for me. So I should do that again next year. Exactly the same as the delphiniums. As soon as I finish flowering, chop them off. And I've got new growth now, so I'll come on to in a bit. And so there's another canna planted at the bottom of the fence. No sign of a shoot off him. So he'll be staying there. There's a canna at the top, he'll be staying in. That one in the raised bin, I'm just going to move them over. There's a canna this side as well staying in. So there's at least 3 staying in over winter. And I'll just, once the first frost jobs the flower in the plant, I'll just chop them and then cover them in a good mulch. See how we get on. Just weeding all this crap as well. Because originally, all up here, we used to have fuchsias. And they've just started coming through there. The roots go down bloody miles. Might be able to taste of fuchsia. This was a small flowered fuchsia, pink and the red. So I've got the antrel as deep as I can, get in as much root out as I can, just to keep it at bay. The old leaves on the old canna, I'm putting them off as well. Looks better on the bloody plant. Plus, if there's any disease and crap about, I don't want it. So working my way up, get rid of all the crap. So I've been up to there. These are them, I call them little blue flowers. I can't remember. They're supposed to be a remembrance flower. Then they go bloody loop, so I'm taking them out and all. Because there's loads of bulbs in there. Blue bells, white bells, and whatever. I'm taking all that crap out. Because I want everything else to breathe. So starting that in as well, I'm coming this way. This is just trying to spend tops out for me, mate. Got 4 or 5 different bags of stuff there. I just want to top dress one of her raised beds. So I'll sort that out for you. So it's got muck for spent tops, topsoil, bit of my compost, bit of mixtures. Sort that out for her. Here's another nice little chap, except there's a few facing the wrong road. Here's another one of my nice ones, except these are growing out. It's supposed to be covering the front. You can manipulate them. Right, slowly get in there because I want him to breathe the other canna. I had one of these from Wilco, 30% off. I put half a litre in. Put another half in. You'll see he's only half full. I'll put another half in and it's come on the top. So it's not a litre. There's no markings on it. That's why I did it. Pretty loopy. So I'm just using it as a half litre. Obviously as a spray. So this chap, I'm going to split. This chap, he's bloody jobbing as well. Right, blackberry over the patio. Doing well. I've got 2 in. There's 2 coming off that one plant there. But I thought, right, if I job that one, then all the nourishment will go into that one, which has got me fruit on now. This was for next year, along with that one. But I only need 1, so I'm going to job him. I'm going to take him off, which is that one there. Loch Ness with him, so I've jobbed him. So obviously this year's been fruit. This one is up to there, just see hanging over. He's now going to be trained across the top, ready for next year. Give me fruit next year. So all that grub now are just going to one stem. These are the side shoots coming off with the blackberries on. Where he will eventually go across the top. But this was, I think, 2 days after since I took them off. These are getting a good bit of size on them now, the blackberries. If you remember the end, went a bit naff, so I've chopped him off. And that's grown within, well, less than a week. Although I don't need him anyway because it's this year's. I'm going to chop him off as well. Grape vines, any new shoots off anything, then I'll take them off because he's reached his end of his run, i.e. in the tunnel. So everything comes off. Still feeding them as well. There's a couple of bunches here, like in there, is crap. So I've took them all off. If they look crap, they are crap. So I'll take them off. Keep feeding. And all the grub will go into them lot. Right, let's be cruel to be kind. I want to make 2 plants out of it. So I'm going to chop him right down the middle. Bread knife, because he's going to cut through better. Straight down the middle. Hold them 2 upright, cutting straight through the rhizome. That's what the plant's off, and you'll have new little chaps coming up here anyway. So the smallest one is going in there. Hold him upright, the level you want him. Put him on, and the next one. Bit of top dressing around the top, keep it nice and cool. Right, the grapevine, which is coming up there, watering them, and my delphinium. She's getting a good dollop there. Spice banana, got to check this one. That looks a bit cloudy, but it ain't. It's only the dust that's on it. Once I wipe that off, that's nice and clear. It'll do. The corks which have been soaking in water, bottles, get them nice and clean. Right, let's see how many we can get out of it. before I touch that sediment. Obviously, he's good down the bottom, and then I tip him up before I do it the sediment. And I managed to get 4 full ones. In fact, I fill another jug up, which is fine, before I got to the crab. Perfect. So drop a water in there. That'll do. Let me soak in about an hour, bung the corks in. Little drop there. Try it on the missus first, and I'll have a go. So there's my other white dry. Spiced banana, white dry. Brilliant. Right, photo from the top of the obviously bedroom window. Just getting a bit dark because all my little lights have started coming on. Here's a photo from the patio. Looking out. So this one, parsnip wine, check for rack, crushed Cameron tablet, leave for 2 months. So we got a job in yet. Russian, when I went in the skip last week for the bits and pieces, it was Nicky's from Swede and loves sweet pepper and all, not green. I think we mix them with the food. Come to the solution is it's because I'm crunchy and then likes the crunch. But I loves it. I thought I nicked some of the Swede yesterday, put it in some mashed potato. Right, let's have a look at this. Got me Cameron tablet out. I put a spoon on top of him and just crush him that road. Bung him in, clean damage on, rack him off into that. Sod off. Whatever that is. Here we are, racking away. Once it's filled up, hand over the top, mix it up, shake it, give it a good shake. Perfect. He's got to go back in there in his house, just in case he does. Well, he will start bubbling again slightly, but I don't want him doing too much bubbling. So I just protect that as well. This is throw a bloody fit, new carpet. Old flowers, just pull them out or cut them off now. And I use a Stanley knife, go straight through them, nice clean cut. Just pull the old flowers off, looks better. Here's my delphinium, second bloom. Obviously, not going to be nothing like the first bloom, but it's just an extra. So I'm feeding them as well. We'll go 30% off. I'll do better soon. I had a look at these, and these worked out. I think it's 45 pence each, 5 of them. So I dollar by them and all. And he does not look very well at all. This is one of the photos I've sent to my supplier. But I've sliced him off, and he still looks shit on the stem. That's gone into the horizon. It's somebody else I fell out with, just to help them out. Seal and heal from Wilco. When I put on my fruit trees, just put a bit of that on the top. So these two are doing nicely. Here's me 2 little ends. Citrus, still feeding all them as well. So there's the stuff outside and inside the greenhouse. It's a small lemon. Jeffrey.
You know about going back on the canna, that snuff that you cut off?
Yeah.
If you see, it's getting into the rhizome. If I was you, I'd cut off the small little plants, put them in individual pots, and chuck away as much of the tuber as you can, or the mother tube.
Right, the crap one there.
Yeah, no, just turn it all out, shake it all the earth loose.
Yeah, but that
get
crap
the rhizome,
cut that out. Yeah.
Get the rhizome and cut off the 2 little babies.
Yeah, good thinking.
And see if it's spread in there. If it's not spread into the little baby's rhizome, part of the rhizome, you could maybe save them and chuck the mother rhizome away.
Yeah. Good thinking, Jeffrey. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Any stuff again? Everything's stuck. I can't move it on. Why can't I move it on? Do it that way. Right, still feeding me citrus, as we mentioned. Right, where to but gotta get all the crap off the top, fill that up. Leave it for 24 hours. In fact, it's nearly empty again. Right, looking at my pepper, my sweet pepper. Those are little chaps on the top. In fact, these lot was eating the young. So I thought, right, I've got a job here. So while I was weeding down here, got a good eyesight. There's a ladybird. What do you mean, of course, he? There he is. So I'm going to borrow him. So I'll put him on the leaf where there's loads of grub. Not very well in focus. And he flew off. Flew onto the bloody window. I thought, Gordon Bennett. So I picked him up. Put him back on again. And he flew back on the window. I thought, Jesus, H Christ. So I leave it back in the garden. A bit more weeded. Seen another ladybird. So I nicked him and all. Right, before he legs it, let's bung him on there. Yes. And he legged it on the window as well. And then luckily I saw this. M-shaped spot, aggressive, invades homes, smelly. There's the M on the top. No M-shaped spot, armors, eats garden pests, lives outdoors, good for the environment. So have I got an intruder who doesn't eat garden pests? Or if I haven't, why did they not eat anyway? Go back on these. Do my last bit of weeding. There's my grapevine. In that leaf there, there's some plants you have to look at the leaves and think, what the bloody hell is that? And I looked at that one, I thought, that's a grape, which it is, but it's coming off him. So I got it in the back anyway. We tried to get around the back to get all the weeds out. And that is coming from the grape stem, coming off from out there. So I thought, either snap him off or 2 metal rods in there and me a wire, a plastic wire across. Now this is a sun trap during the day. I can have me another vine just going across there, giving me extra grapes. So I'm in 2 minds about that as well. Right, there's my Shalimar prim. There's a better shape for you, Andy, the Shalimar.
It's a nice zigzag there, Mick.
Yeah, but he's one of my best prims, Shalimar. I love it. With the throat markings as well. But he's good and 5 open. If I'd have got him for show day, perfect. I'd be a happy bunny. In fact, he'd go in my collection. But obviously, it's too bloody early. What I mentioned earlier on at the end, we'll have a quick discussion about moving from Thursday to Wednesday and also from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Because we ain't getting many on. Just if it's better for you or worse or whatever. Right, back to these. Still watering everything. If we don't get a good rain downpour outside, and the straws have just started coming, so that's good timing for them. Still red currants and black currants on. Next year I shall want a few on. It's a bit late, but you never know. Everything outside as well. Also, everything inside the greenhouse and inside the tunnel gets mist-sprayed with water, help pollination when the sun's off it. And these lot was my ladybirds, they want to know. Just had soapy water on them. Job on that road. It worked up the school. Thing is, you got to do it the next day as well, because they'll job the eggs, so they get actually overnight and job them. But loads of lemons on my little chap outside, so he's done well. And watering the raised beds as well. Good watering. I know it's tap water, but got no choice. Look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Most I've ever had. Near enough beautiful. It's only that little gap there. But if I was going to show him, I can manipulate it up. Even if I've probably snapped him off, I've still got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Although he's not home fully, but he might be ready for the show. But a corker of him. So glad he's doing well. Don't forget all these are staggered. So them have just started coming out. This raised bed down here, they've just started. Then I've got all the ones at the bottom of the raised beds. So there's 2 out of that one. Nice and white little chap. And we've got all these who had bloody labels in. Because I had a bloody duff pen. I lost all the names on them, so don't ask me the names. Pickled onions and jams. Mark them off in the schedule as well. Banana skins. Potassium. Rainwater. Leave it overnight. Right, there's ours from the front. Right opposite, I've given him a load and all. He told his missus he bloody bought it for her. Yeah, right. So there's ours. Brendan and Hartley next door, I'll give them a load. Them on display as well. Well, I picked some leaves up, but those a bit, because I'm dry and a bit big, just rub them out by hand. Both hands, rub them out. And half the size again. Rub them again, and even break down even more. Perfect. Right, he's ready. He's been left overnight. I can now feed everything. Right, these 2 have been brought back from London. Some of the jobs he did for a thank you, they give him a bottle, and next time he did him a favour, they give him another bottle. He don't drink whiskey or brandy like me. And he says, you want these for your raffle? And I looked into it, and 86 quid, a 15-year-old. And I thought, bloody Nora Ben, he was a good gaffer who we bloody worked for. So raffle, the open sock egg. I told me to flog that in. Might put the other one in. I think that was only 32 quid. I'll put that in the raffle. Right, this stuff I got from pelleted feed. It's similar to grow more, but it's got trace elements in as well. Mineral can grow. I started throwing them on all the, well, on bloody everything. All the raised beds and all the pots. Here's another ruffled one that's coming out. Just started to open out. It's a nice one as well. God knows what bloody name it is. I've seen a greening before, but not a greening with a different colour on the outside. So I have to look at the emails, see who I had them off. There's Russian this afternoon. Great kids. Right, he's been standing a day, so all the house plants get fed with it. And obviously the leftovers, put in the compost bin. Perfect. It's just started opening up. Let's get a close up on the chap. This is a red and yellow flower. Beautiful. Can't wait for him to open. He's going to be a corker. Right, that's got a nice seal on the top now. But I'm going to job him, Jeffrey. Right, that flower just about hanging off, so I'm going to job him as well. Which I did do. Seal him. I've dried another few trays of spent tops. Another gladiola, that's in the top of the raised bed. That was another new one as well. Don't know what his name is either. Toilets, gents, ladies. I thought that was good. Because I'll put it on here. That's one Jeffrey put on, I think it was last week or week before. Apples cover the ground after a storm. Not a good day for the orchard. Wipe and wax. Love come naturally, age is taught. That's it, people.